Hey everyone, Adam Beck here from HardcoreGamer.com, and today we're taking a look at Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. We were invited down to take a sneak peek at the new expansion and want to give a quick overview of some of the jobs. We have a couple of videos for the different classes, but this is for the physical range DPS. This includes Bard, Machinist, and Dancer. So let's start off with the OG physical range, Bard. Not much has changed with Bard, with the largest alteration being that songs no longer need a target anymore. This has been a change players have been clamoring for quite some time, as any sort of downtime could throw off their cooldown timings. Outside of this, Battle Voice has been increased by 5 seconds, and Bloodletter has an upgraded version called Heartbreak Shot. There is some consolidation of buttons, like Wanderer's Minuet turns into Pitch Perfect, Barrage turns into the new level 96 skill Resonant Arrow, and Radiant Finale turns into the level 100 skill Radiant Encore, which does extended damage. As you can tell, not a whole lot has changed with Bard's kit, but having songs no longer needing a target is a huge change. Moving on to Machinist, a job that has been reworked many times since it launched in Heavensward. It looks like Square Enix thinks the job is in a good spot, as it has picked up only a couple of changes. Similar to Red Mage's Manification, Barrel Stabilizer no longer gives 50 gauge, but instead allows for a single use of Hypercharge without using any resources. This seems more useful for a Machinist, as it's much harder to actually overcap on your gauge now, although like Red Mage, we do wish there was a better visual indicator when the buff is active. Looking past this, there are now 2 charges to drill, and Gauss Round and Ricochet have upgraded versions, along with Heat Blast having a cooler animation. Chainsaw has a follow-up attack, which not only increases the battery gauge, but also does the same amount of damage. And upon using Barrel Stabilizer, it will turn into Full Metal Field, which has you go buck wild with machine guns and missiles. Overall, Machinist has picked up some nice quality of life changes to Barrel Stabilizer, all while having its burst be even more busy somehow. Finally, we have Shadowbringer's Dancer job. You might have noticed if you've watched any of our other videos, the newer the job, the fewer the changes, and that's the case with Dancer. There's a new attack called Last Dance that procs after standard finish. There's an upgraded Saber Dance that is only available when technical finish is in use. And finally, Finishing Move is a single button refresher of standard step, but only is available under Flourish. This in particular can be useful if you need to change party members mid-fight, but even then that is used in very niche scenarios. And that's basically it. Dancer plays and feels the same as it always has, and maybe that's for the best. Bard, Machinist, Dancer all don't really get too many new additions, but some of the quality of life changes from the former 2 will go a long way. The only downside is their 2 mints are looking even spicier than before. But what do you think of the changes? Be sure to check out our other Dawntrail videos detailing the other jobs. Otherwise, for everything Final Fantasy XIV and gaming related, head on over to hardcoregamer.com for your fix.